Today on our 2012 Honda CRV, we're going to be installing Roadmaster's Brake-Lite Relay Kit, part number RM-88400. Here we've got our vehicle hooked up to our motorhome with the blinker on. Now normally when you're driving down the road and you hit your brakes, your braking system is going to apply your brake pedal. When this happens, if you don't have a brake-light relay installed, your brake signal from your vehicle is going to override the turn signal from your motorhome. Now we've got our relay installed, and we've got our turn signal on again. So when we hit our brakes and our braking system would apply the pedal, the signal from the brakes on the vehicle won't override our turn signal. We'll begin our installation on the driver's side underneath our lower kick panel here. We'll begin by removing the cover here. You'll want to twist this knob counterclockwise and pull the panel down. This also, for a reference, tells you where all of your fuses are in this box over here. We'll be needing that later. And now we can easily access our brake switch. So we'll go ahead and disconnect it here by pressing in on the tab and pulling outward. Well, now we'll have to strip back some of the wiring so we can access the wires that we need to tap into. We'll do that with a razor knife to cut off some of the sheathing. Now that we've got our wiring exposed here, we're going to be tapping into the cold side of our brake switch. For this particular vehicle, we're going to be using the blue wire here. So we'll cut our blue wire at about that location. We want to make sure we've got enough room on each side to strip the wire back and make our proper butt connections. We also don't want to go too high up to make it difficult to make those connections. So now we've cut our blue, we'll strip each side of that blue wire. We'll now make our butt connections. I find it to be a little easier to start by making your connection on your wiring up here. So we'll use the blue butt connectors that come in our kit and crimp one onto each end of the blue wire. We'll now connect our relay harness to those butt connectors. The butt connector on the connector side here is going to connect to the green wire from our harness. And the vehicle side butt connector is going to connect to the black wire from our relay harness. Now that we've made our connections, you can put that sheathing back on and plug your connector back in. We'll now connect our red and white wires. They come pre-stripped. I do like to trim some of that off as they have quite a bit more than you'll need stripped back here. On our white wire, we're going to crimp on a ring terminal. Now, this is a larger ring terminal that comes with your kit. This will allow us to connect it to one of the studs on the back side of our firewall rather than using the self-tapping screw and drilling into the vehicle. If you need a larger ring terminal, you can pick some of these up here at Etrailer.com. Then we'll attach our red wire to the fuse tap that comes in our kit. For ground, we're going to attach it to the stud here just to the left of our parking brake pedal. We'll remove it with a 12mm socket. Take the nut off. We're going to take our wires and kind of route them around the pedal as we're going to be mounting it just to some of the other wires over here with the zip tie. So we'll take our ring terminal now, slide it on the stud, and then reinstall the nut. We'll now want to find a fuse that only has power when in the run position. So currently our vehicle is in the accessory position, which is similar to where we'll be in flat tow mode. And we don't have power. When we turn the key on, we now have power. So this is the fuse we'll be using to power our relay. We'll now remove the 7.5 amp fuse here, as this is the one we just tested. Now you would normally place this fuse into your fuse holder, but with it being one of the low profile micro fuses, we're going to need to replace it with a standard size. So we'll now put our factory fuse here in our blower closest to the fuse taps here, and we'll put our 10 amp fuse that comes with our relay into the upper slot. We can now plug this in right where we removed that fuse. After you've got that plugged in, we can plug our relay into our relay harness here. The relay only plugs in one way, so there's no way to accidentally plug it in wrong. Just line your terminals up and slide it in. Now we'll just tidy up our wiring and keep everything away from our pedals here. You can now reinstall your panel. That just pushes back into place. So now you can check to make sure it's working properly. Have somebody look at the back and press the brake pedal. If the brakes don't come on when the key is in the off position or the accessory position, but does come on when it's in the run position, as it is now, everything's working properly. And that completes our installation of Roadmaster's Brake-Lite Relay Kit on our 2012 Honda CRV.